So we're going to take your questions here in a few minutes. Once again, I'm Blake from Radio Disney and the Wakey Blakey Morning Show. And I'm going to have my other DJ friend, Morgan. He's going to be walking around the audience, taking your questions. Be looking on the lookout for him. He's wearing a white shirt, and he's going to come directly to you. And we're going to get to your questions here in just a few seconds. But got a few questions for you guys to kick things off with. First of all, this has just been unprecedented. I mean, this is a Disney Channel original movie. It's animated. It's unlike any other that's ever come before it. And I tell you what, I am just amazed. Are you guys not amazed at how... Once again, it was presented by Time Warner Cable. Give a big round of applause to Time Warner Cable. Making this happen. We're screwing up a little bit so the screen isn't right in our eyes. That's why we're moving a little bit. So yeah, this has really been quite amazing. I'm glad you guys have decided to stay around. I mean, how did this whole project come about? I mean, this was something that, you know, you guys have had the series on Disney Channel for a number of years, but now for it to be a movie.
They had been talking about what they kept referring to as a decom, and we didn't know what a decom was, but we were in like 3 weeks of meetings about, you know, and we'd like to do a decom at some point.
Everybody was very excited, and I said, you know, I'm so glad you guys are excited about this decom, but I just want to be clear, we don't actually know what a decom is. We're very excited about it, we just don't really.
And they said, well, it's Disney Channel original movie, DCOM. So
we were even more excited.
And so they were asking us to come up with a really big story, something that wouldn't just feel like a long episode. And somebody we've been talking about doing a multi-dimensional adventure where the boys go into another dimension. And somebody else had pitched an 11-minute episode where Phineas and Ferb found out that Perry was a secret agent, and that at the end chose to have their minds erased.
But that just seemed like such a huge story that we couldn't really examine it fully in 11 minutes.
Yeah, if we did it in 11 minutes, we would have felt like we should have saved that. So we took those two ideas and put them together and structured the whole movie around that.
And that's what you saw.
Let me just say, I just want to applaud you guys because I've seen this movie about 50 times, and it's hard at some point, as many times as we watch it frame by frame, to maintain the objectivity, to see whether the jokes are still working and
After
stuff like
the 35th viewing, you stop getting all of the jokes.
And at a certain point you have to go, well, that gag used to work, that used to make me laugh, and I haven't changed it since then, so I have to trust that it's still funny, but I've seen it so many times it doesn't make me laugh anymore. But seeing it with a fresh audience and hearing your reaction to it really made me laugh and really enjoy bits that
I actually got a little misty up there.
It was really cool. It was really cool. So it was great to see. You know, we work in television, and you make television, you put it out into the ether, and you don't really get any kind of reaction other than is it getting ratings? And it's so great to see it with you guys and really feel your reactions to it.
To be in the audience and to feel their same reaction that they have, because you just don't get that all the time. Right? It's really a unique experience. How is this process different making this movie versus like the actual animated series that you do on a regular basis?
Well, we took a year and a half just for this one project. And it was while we were also making the show, but it usually takes about 10 months from inception through finish for one half-hour episode. And it seems like a long time, and it was a long time to be working on one thing, but it's actually like a fraction of the length of time that they take on any Pixar movie or any Princess and the Frog or any of those take 4 or 5 years, and we did it in a year and a half. It's really a testament to our crew. We have just amazing people that work for us and really just put in a long time.
I mean, that was the hardest part about it, is we did it the same way. Phineas and Ferb is made without a script to start with. We start with an outline, and we just sort of create it visually as we go along and do the script. So a much longer story like that, there was much more writing and storyboard artists working separately that we had to coordinate together. So from that standpoint, it was a little wacky.
and we would hand it off to different teams and say, okay, you're going to take this section from here to here, and then that team would take it and do what they do on the show, which is make a bunch of gags and make little tangential sort of storyline type stuff in the middle of it that would be really, really funny. But we'd have to, like, you know, it would make us laugh out loud, but we would have to cut it all way, way down just to get the story to continue through. Some of that stuff is going to show up on the DVD extras. We cut a whole song. Candace has a whole song about the mysterious force. That when you get the DVD, you'll be able to see that.
You guys hang out together and write songs together, and that's something that you, like, I didn't realize for a while. That this just comes to you naturally, and you know that's something that you just do already anyway. I mean,
We were both musicians in our previous lives.
That career didn't work out as well as
The silly thing is both Swampy and I were in bands trying to make it big, and get an album on the pop charts.
I had really long hair.
I had hair down to my belt at one point in college, and we were playing in I played in a band for 16 years. Finally gave it up and sold this silly cartoon show, and now we have an album on the pop charts.
If we'd have known back then that's how you did it, we'd have quit playing music regularly
Yeah.
a while back.
So that's a fun part of the process.
And by the way, the soundtrack is available August 2nd, so you can be sure to catch that 3 days before the movie premieres on Disney Channel August 5th. What was your goal?
And it's not just this soundtrack; it's this soundtrack plus if you get the Walmart version, I think it's 35 tracks of different stuff from third season. A lot of the stuff that people sort of complained wasn't on the first soundtrack and stuff. So go pick it up. It's a really good album.
Wow, that's incredible. Your goal for this movie was what?
Global domination.
Yeah.
This movie would give us the chance to rule the world.
Well, our real goal for this movie was to get a story that we felt like was worthy of feature length. Because I hate when I see a movie that I feel like is just a long episode of a TV show.
Or four long episodes shoved together.
Yes, exactly. And I worked on those kind of things before, so we really tried to make it feel more feature-ish while not really having a feature budget.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. I also wanted to ask, your favorite thing about the movie had to have been what?
Is that the other way? I was waiting for a predicate.
No.
So, I think for me, the thing that touches me the most emotionally was the very last thing that we added, because we used to end with Isabella kissing Phineas and then it disappearing, and I think that's a really great gag, and the reaction from the crowd was just wonderful at that point. But the show has not, the movie has not been about Isabella and Phineas. It's been about Perry and his relationship with them. And it occurred to me just driving into work, this was very late in the process, we were in the middle of editing, and it occurred to me, wait a minute, Perry can remember. Perry's the only person who gets to remember. Doofenshmirtz even gets his memory erased. So we haven't invalidated it entirely by Phineas and Ferb getting their memories erased. We need to remind people of that, and that's where we came up with the sort of hangover ending we did with the thing. It was like on the way into work that just sort of fell into my brain, and I was like,
a lot of you kids have seen Hangover.
But it literally was like I just came in and I drew those drawings and put it all together. And the idea that when we look back on them, they've taken pictures of themselves having this great time on this adventure in the middle of it. And then Perry smiling and hitting save on that is what really gets me every time.